Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Carbonite Convos. Today is December 10th, so it has been a very busy day. First thing we have, well, what time is it? For me, it is about 8 o'clock. Alec, it's about 6
we got
o'clock
6
for you.
o'clock, 6 o'clock Mountain. So
Yep, so it's about 6 o'clock for you. So a lot's happened. We've had the Disney Plus shareholders meeting, and we've gotten a lot of information out about 10 new Star Wars projects, and I'm just excited to dig in. We won't take up too much more of your time. We'll be brief, just give a little bit of thoughts going through this. But
no doubt. Before we get into that, gotta give a little shout out real quick. We got the merch on. So first two official merchandise items being shown off here. Obviously we'll put the link in there so you guys can go check it out if you're interested. And then obviously, guys, please, give us some love on all these social media platforms. We love the support and really, really appreciate y'all helping us out. But back onto this now. No, dude, unreal day.
yep.
So many. I won't get into too much, but so many things that literally wanted to make a grown man cry.
Yep.
Just
Let's get into it.
yeah.
All right. So we're just going to go through the Star Wars website right now, which has the updates. So we'll minimize them here on the screen so you can see. Future Lucasfilm projects revealed. Rogue Squadron, the first one on the list, which is very exciting. It is directed by the same director as Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins. So I think this could be really cool. Alec, what are your initial thoughts?
Again, not we don't have a ton of information on it yet, but we're looking at the release in 2023. I believe, is that what this says? Yeah, that's what it says there. So obviously, I don't know too much about Patty Jenkins. I'll definitely be checking out Wonder Woman 84 because it's gonna come to theaters on Christmas. Yeah. So definitely be checking that out. Honestly, that's gonna have a direct cause to the amount of excitement over this if she's the director.
Definitely. Obviously, we've had Rogue Squadron, a video game in the past, which was pretty fun. I don't see how it could tie in, but I'm excited about this one. I'm going into this with not a lot of expectation, not in a bad way, like you've said. I just I don't know too much about it, so I'm just really excited to see where it goes. I'm trying to read a little bit more about it. When the perfect story arrived in combination with another true love of mine, the incomparable world of Star Wars, I knew I'd finally found my next film. I'm extremely honored and excited to take it on and grateful to Lucasfilm, Disney, and the fans for extending that thrill to me. That was what Patty Jenkins said about the movie. So she obviously cares a lot, and I think it's in good hands. She knows how serious these kind of movies are. Let's go.
And that's the thing, bro. At this point, Disney's not going to make a mistake as far as directors go.
No. Definitely not.
I think they've had their, not the best picks, but I think they've learned from those decisions that they've made, and especially with the direction that these quality shows are coming, man. We're gonna be fine.
Definitely. All right, so let's get into untitled Taika Waititi film. So I'm just going to read this one off. A brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker and Academy Award winner Taika Waititi is in development. Taika's approach to Star Wars will be fresh, unexpected, and unique, said Kennedy. His enormous talent and sense of humor will ensure that audiences are in for an unforgettable ride. So not much to talk about there, but he's had a role in Mandalorian season 1, and he's proved that he can take Star Wars, make it very unique, almost Marvel-esque.
Well, I kind of hope that he's this can be again, like you said, interesting.
I'm sure
I'm kind of hoping to get a vibe, kind of like Thor Ragnarok. It was very comedic the entire time.
But you can also argue not a lot of people were a fan of Ragnarok for that reason. But
right.
I mean,
that's what I'm personally hoping for out of this. If it's new, we haven't really seen anything like that ever.
Yep.
Who knows?
Yes, sir. So let's get on to, I think, one of the main ones we're going to be talking about tonight. Star Wars, ObiWan Kenobi. All right, let's get into this one. I'm excited about this one. For everybody watching, this is going to be like one of the main things we talk about, just because this is what we're most excited for out of this list. I'm just going to read it. Last August at D23 Expo, Lucasfilm announced the return of Ewan McGregor in the iconic role of Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi for a special event series on Disney+. Officially titled Obi-Wan Kenobi, side note, which we should get into, that it's titled Obi-Wan Kenobi. Officially titled Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where he faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker turned evil Sith Lord Darth Vader. The series is directed by Deborah Chow, who helmed memorable episodes of The Mandalorian Season 1. This will truly be a day long remembered, as it was confirmed that Hayden Christensen will be returning as Darth Vader. Quote, "This will be the rematch of the century," is what she said. This will be the rematch of the century. Think about what that means.
Dude.
We're going to Hayden Christensen versus Ewan McGregor as Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're seeing this will be their third fight we see between them, which is,
and obviously we know how the third ends up, but
we do.
It's gonna be cool having something in the middle. It's gonna be they're obviously, like, you know, when him and Ben fight, like, they're much older at that point. Yeah. Like, Ben is obviously just like literally 2 million years old. But this is only 10 years later. So like they're still very young and still very mobile. They're just going to have more experience as far as strength goes. Obviously, you know, Vader will probably be a little bit more ahead of time because, you know, Obi-Wan's just been chilling for a minute, but
he's still been learning a lot about the Force.
Exactly. That's what I was going to get into. He knows a ton about the Force now. She said that. Read that and kind of got some goosebumps. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. This is kind of off topic, but on the same topic, talking about Vader and Ben. When I expected to see Hayden Christensen, I would have thought that it was a Clone Wars flashback, and I think we very well could still see that. You know, maybe in the middle of their fights, maybe in the middle of this rematch, we see flashbacks in each of their minds how they saw something during the Clone Wars. You know what I mean? Or when they were master and apprentice. But so I'm surprised that we're seeing Hayden Christensen as Vader. That says a lot. And it makes me think of A New Hope right off the bat, and think that, okay, I had not originally thought that since their battle on Mustafar that Ben and Vader had seen each other since. I didn't think they'd seen each other, but now it confirms that, well, I would assume this is confirmation that they meet somewhere in the middle because it's called the rematch. So when we hear Darth Vader say in A New Hope, I sense a presence I've not felt since, and then he walks away when he senses Obi-Wan. We always thought that was, he hasn't felt it since, you know, he last fought him, but that's still true, but now it's a different fight, you know?
Right. Huh. Love that. I'm
I
really
didn't mean
excited.
to ramble there.
No, it's great. That's phenomenal, man. Again, it's the same kind of topic, like it confirming that Christian Hayden. I always do that, bro.
I know.
Hayden Christensen is confirmed as Vader. Like you said, we thought it was going to be a flashback, but that means we're gonna see him in some way, shape, or form. Because if it was gonna be just Vader, they could have got anybody.
Yeah, but like
essentially, but
I feel
we're
like
gonna see his
they
face,
would have more people.
Whether it's through like some cracked armor or whether he's like in his deprivation chamber or something like that.
I think either way for this moving forward, because when Rogue One came out, when we first saw Vader live action, I think people still disliking Hayden's acting was still more relevant, and they just had to test the waters to see if Hayden should come back. But now I think that the Star Wars fan base that loves Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker and possibly as Darth Vader is a very real thing. It's a very large group of fans. And if I were Disney, I would be thinking we have all these mostly newer minds that it's typically that you like Hayden Christensen if you're younger because that's what you grew up with. So it's awesome that they're bringing him in. One for us, but it's who else would they get? They have to. It's not a risk anymore to bring Hayden Christensen back because the people who grew up with him are much older now watching these shows. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yeah. So you will see me cry.
Dude, if there's going to be some sort of rematch, whether or not that's a battle or not, we'll see. But if there is a battle, just know, like, we will.
Yeah, it's right behind us.
There it is.
Battle on Mustafar, man.
And the other one's right next to it.
I know, right? So I want to get this.
We're gonna have to make a third scene to go right between the two.
I didn't even think of that, man. Think of the pops that we are gonna get for these shows.
Jeez.
I just got so much. I didn't even think of that. We're gonna be getting We're going to have an Anakin Skywalker Darth Vader pop. I can see it now. We're going to have a scene like that one of their rematch. I can see it now. Let me read this thing by Hayden Christensen, though, and then we'll move on. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on what he says because, oh, man, this is intense. He's finally back. All right, so he says, it was such an incredible journey playing Anakin Skywalker. Of course, Anakin and Obi-Wan weren't on the greatest of terms when we last saw them. It will be interesting to see what an amazing director like Deborah Chow has in store for us all. I'm excited to work with Ewan again. It feels good to be back. That is awesome. I think he always loved playing Anakin. I don't think he got turned off from it because of the fans. But let's hear your thoughts, man.
Well, we've mentioned it before. In that interview that he did with George Lucas to promote Revenge of the Sith, when like the whole Origins of Yoda thing came out, he talks about how much he loved wearing the Vader suit.
Oh yeah,
he was actually, you could see it in his face. He goes, "Oh, it was so cool, like to get fitted for that thing, and like it's like actually walk around in it." Like,
yep. He is Anakin Skywalker, man. It's him. You know what's gonna be awesome? Man, I feel like we could keep going on and on. What I'm really excited for is it's kind of hard to picture Anakin and Vader as the same person, you know?
Right, because we never see his face. We see...
So you see Darth Vader as this iconic villain that was introduced in the 1970s. You see that it... I don't know how to say it. It's been hard to connect the two characters. Not... Right. Hold on, I gotta edit that out. Hold on. Let me just start over. With those two, it's been hard to connect Anakin Skywalker and Vader in the sense that they just looked and were two completely different people. So now I feel like this is going to help us picture Anakin under that Vader mask a lot better. We got a glimpse of it in Rebels, which has helped a lot. But now we're going to see it live action, so it's going to be easier to connect the two.
No doubt. Like, we've never seen his actual face under the mask.
Nope.
No.
So I'm curious how they're going to do the voice. You froze. Did you hear me? You're frozen again. You're frozen again.
Say it again.
I wonder what they're going to do with the voice. I
can only imagine when it's scenes where his face is showing, it'll sound like him, but when it's masked, it has to.
I feel it has to be James Earl Jones.
100%.
Yes. This is what I think was going to be cool. When you see his face under it, it will kind of be a mash, like combination of Jones and Christensen's voice.
Well, that's kind of what it was in Rebels.
Exactly. So I think they do that again. But man, we got to move on. We got to move on.
Real quick. We didn't talk about the name, ObiWan Kenobi.
ObiWan Kenobi, yes.
That's a game changer.
He's not Ben yet. So he went 10 years as Obi-Wan, what it seems like.
Right. I always figured he just took up the mantle of Ben. Like, once he kind of settled down on Tatooine, he's like, all right, I'm good. But this is 10 years. Like, it didn't take him 10 years to do that. Like, what event happens that makes him become Ben?
You even mentioned that leads open the possibility for a young Luke Skywalker.
100%.
which is really cool. But man, we don't have time to get into that. My goodness.
Ooh.
All right, we're moving on. Star Wars, Ahsoka.
Dude, that logo. Sweet.
Oh yeah, Rosario Dawson. It says, it's shortened to the point. After making her long-awaited live-action debut in The Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano's story, written by Dave Filoni, will continue in a limited series starring Rosario Dawson and executive produced by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. So what we're getting from The Mandalorian is what we're going to get from Ahsoka, which I'm so excited for.
As a fan, I'm so happy for Dave Filoni that he's going to be able to do this. Like, this is she is his baby. Like, that character is his 100%. And like how it's fulfilled, and like, even in the
broke up a little
enhanced bit. Like even in the last like 12 months, it's enhanced so much, like it's such an exponential rate. Like if I were him and like I was working on this for years or whatever, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it got popular, I mean, I'd be pumped.
The thing about it is there is literally no better person to make this series.
No.
It's like I would trust George Lucas the most out of anybody to ever make Star Wars movies. But making a series or a trilogy or a movie about Ahsoka or any character that was originally drawn up by Filoni all by himself, I would trust in no other hands other than him. He's
100%.
like George Lucas 2.0. Not 2.0, but like
right.
GLJ, George Lucas Jr. Like I trust Filoni with Star Wars, which is really cool 100%. That one of the most beloved characters he's doing it. And I'm just so excited about tonight. We have Mandalorian coming out, and we're just going through just Star Wars, man. This is awesome.
Big day.
All right, Rangers of the New Republic, another series on Disney Plus. You want to read this one?
Yeah. So, set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, this new live-action series from executive producers Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will intersect with future stories and culminate into a climactic story event. So we're getting we're getting crossovers.
It says what is it?
Will intersect with future stories and culminate into a climactic story event.
So we're thinking
that's 100% crossovers.
Yes, this is going to be about the Mandalorian.
Yep.
And Ahsoka, and it's kind of what Star Wars Theory I can't remember the other guy's name. What they talked about on the Nerd Theory podcast.
And that's what we talked about with Ian.
Yes,
the other way as well.
He didn't really like it though.
I
but
agree.
Like I said the whole time, man, I would love the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, I truly believe that it is all three of these have come together, and possibly more, because I assume it's going to be about Trapper Wolf. That was dumb. Who's played by Dave Filoni, and then the other older man who talked to Cara Dune and tossed her the medal.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, I assume it's going to be about them, like we talked about earlier, kind of policing the New Republic.
Right.
Yeah, in the Outer Rim.
And so I guess these three shows kind of crossing over. We're going to see different sides of galaxies all at the same time.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right, let's move on. Lando. We've known about this one for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we knew rumors, but they seem pretty true. Everyone's favorite scoundrel, Lando Calrissian, will return in a brand new event series for Disney Plus. Justin Semien, creator of the critically acclaimed Dear White People and a huge Star Wars fan, is developing the story. So that's cool. I assume it'll be sometime either after or before Solo. I don't really know what would go into it, but I don't know. Do you have much to say on it?
Dude, yeah, that's one I really have no idea.
I have no clue.
We'll see.
Because maybe that might turn into the Lando Janna story. I don't know.
Right.
Because that was rumored too, Janna from Rise of Skywalker. So maybe it's not even near Solo. It could be after Rise of Skywalker. So you never know. Andor, which is really cool. I want to watch this video really quick too. Andor, a tense, nail-biting spy thriller created by Tony Gilroy, is set to arrive on Disney Plus in 2022. Diego Luna, reprising the role of rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One, will be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård, Adrian Arona, Fiona Shaw, Dennis Goff, Kyle Soler, and Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. Production kicked off 3 weeks ago in London. All right, so you ready to watch this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
That concept art looks cool.
Yeah.
The logo is sweet. To be honest, that's my favorite logo of the ones announced so far.
That's really cool.
That's really cool,
really
man.
cool.
People have seen it before. Like, I love Rogue One.
Same.
So
Same.
like this is
Sorry.
gonna be sweet.
I love how happy he is, because when he was talking about it was bittersweet at the premiere, because you know it's just one movie. He knew his character was going to die, and then he says, and then magic happened, and now his character's back. So you could tell he cares about the character and he cares about Star Wars, which is awesome.
I'm trying to think. Well, I guess this doesn't really count in a way, because you could say Vader, but is this one of the first? Like, this might be the first time in like cinematic history where we get to know a character, even though we already know he's like gonna die a gruesome death. That's why I say like Vader.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm excited too. I'm just trying to think of what we have Mon Mothma in it, which is really cool. It'll be exciting to see her.
That'll just add to it.
What's cool is this is also close to Rebels. I assume if it's Cassie, it's before Rogue One.
It's gonna have to be.
Yeah, because we see Chopper
he's not
in
old.
it. We see Chopper in Rogue One, and we also see Hera Syndulla. Well, we hear her name in Rogue One,
and we know the goat, and we see the ghost as well.
Yes, so it's it's along the same line. So it could be cool maybe if we saw a crossover there too.
And he's gonna have to be older. So like, my guess is like this could only be a couple years before the events of Rogue One.
What do you mean he's gonna have to be? Oh yeah, definitely. It could be. So, yeah.
It's gonna have to be. So like,
yes, sir. All right, let's get into The Alkalite. Leslie Headland, Emmy Award-nominated creator of the mind-bending series Russian Doll, I haven't heard that, brings a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Alkalite. The Alkalite is a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. Wow. That seems cool.
What does the word acolyte mean?
Alkalite?
Acolyte.
Oh yeah, acolyte. Let's Google it. ACOLYT. A person assisting the celebrant in a religious service or procession. An assistant or follower.
So he's gonna have to be.
I don't know.
So like, obviously, like this is probably going to be Sith oriented.
Yes, I assume.
It's going to have to be.
I assume. I don't have much to say about it, man. I don't know. I don't even know what to expect.
I don't either. That's exciting though.
It is really exciting.
That concept sounds really interesting.
It's more of that prequel content, which I love.
Right.
So, oh goodness, I'm excited. Now, the one I've been waiting to watch, Star Wars: The Bad Batch. We all know for those of you who don't know, The Bad Batch series follows the elite and experimental clones of the Bad Batch, first introduced in the Clone Wars, as they find their way in a rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone War. Members of the Bad Batch, a unique squad of clones who vary genetically from their brothers in the clone army, each possess a singular exceptional skill which makes them extraordinarily effective soldiers and a formidable crew. In the post-Clone Wars era, they will take on daring mercenary missions as they struggle to stay afloat and find new purpose. So we always wondered, what is the clones' purpose? Like, what was their purpose after Order 66? Like, are they still soldiers? And we're going to get a very human side to this, which is really cool. But let's watch this video. I'm so excited to watch this.
I'm hyped for this. Music's
Ooh,
hype.
this is so dope. Wow,
How
that's
dope
so
is
awesome.
that?
That was the actual audio from it, and they animated it. That's so cool. They must have done something with their inhibitor chips, or they just didn't work.
Was that a Sarlacc?
I don't know. Wow,
Dude, how sweet was that?
that ending where it like dissipates from the Clone Wars to the Bad Batch. That is awesome. My eyes are like, dude, my eyes are wide open and my jaw is dropped right now. That is insane. So they must. I wonder if it's because they're the Bad Batch. Their inhibitor chips just didn't work. We're gonna find out why they didn't.
We're Dude, how hype was that scene with Palpatine?
That was awesome. That was awesome because I love that we're seeing a different aspect of events that happened in Revenge of the Sith. Even more, we got that with Clone Wars Season 7, and now we're getting it. I feel clearly we're going to get it with the Bad Batch. So I'm just really excited about that. Let's get. Do you have anything else on the Bad Batch?
Dude, I don't know if I'm more excited about this or Kenobi. This is that's one and two, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. I am more excited for Kenobi, but this is up there as well.
I'm probably thinking that right now just because that trailer and there's nothing out for Kenobi yet.
Yeah. No, I know. For a while. Once we see but we're not. The difference in the two is I don't think we're going to see action like that in the Kenobi trailer. It will be a lot more calm. It'll be more like the Mandalorian trailers. A lot slower. More delicate, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move on to Star Wars Visions, if you're ready. Presenting all new creative takes on the galaxy far, far away, Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators. The anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective on Star Wars. That is really cool. I'm not an anime fan.
I'm not personally either.
I'm not sorry, go ahead.
I'm not personally either, but one thing I do know is that fighting in animes is very well done.
Yes.
Like fight scenes are very well done. We're about to see some dudes flipping around and just
it's gonna be very different.
Murking each other, bro. It is gonna be different.
When I said I'm not a fan of anime, I didn't mean I'm not a fan of anime. I just don't watch it.
Right.
I have too much to watch with Star Wars and Marvel as it is, and I can only collect so many pops. I just thought of the pops again. We're gonna get for all these. It's going to be so great.
All
right, goodness. So we got a Star Wars anime coming, which is really cool. I don't have a lot to say just because I've never really seen anime, but I've seen them. I've seen like a couple fights, but I think you're absolutely right. A droid story is up next, which I am really excited for. Let's just get into it. As Lucasfilm continues to develop new stories, the intersection of animation and visual effects offers new opportunities to explore. Lucasfilm Animation will be teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, Industrial Light and Magic, to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney+, a droid story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by legendary duo R2-D2 and C-3PO. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, a new...
It's gonna, I can't tell if it's...
a new hero.
Yeah.
So,
what if it's R5?
R.I.P. I'm just kidding.
He's not.
I mean, maybe. I know. Maybe
I could see it being him.
it's not out of the equation, but I guess it would. No, it says a new hero. When is that going to take place? Like,
I'm not sure. It just says this epic journey will introduce us to a new hero, guided by legendary duo R2 and 3PO. I just like it, but I'm actually a little confused. I can't tell if it's. I can tell it does have an animation effect, but it says it seems like it's more than that, if that makes sense.
a special journey.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems like it's a mix of live action and animation. I could be completely wrong, but it just seems different to me. But
Like, yeah.
everybody knows R2 is my favorite character of all time. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited to see, because we haven't seen good R2 content in so long. The last thing was the Clone Wars. Well,
Yeah.
we saw it in Revenge of the Sith, but I mean on like year-wise for us. Like, we saw he had some cool moments in the Clone Wars, but since then he didn't do much in the sequel trilogy. He didn't do pretty much anything in Rebels. Nothing in Solo. He was in one shot in Rogue One, and he's so awesome that we're finally getting more R2-D2 content, and 3PO. You got to give the respects to him too. All right, so that's what we have on the website. I know I wanted to look at something I saw on my phone really quick, so I'll get this pulled up. Let's give a brief little rundown. All right, so we got Star Wars Visions. We have Mandalorian, Season 3, Lando, Rogue Squadron, Star Wars A Droid Story, Rangers of the New Republic, Andor, Star Wars Acolyte, ObiWan Kenobi, and The Bad Batch. So we have plenty of content coming up. I know we're going to make this Mandalorian reaction tonight. Chapter 15. Just saw, spoiler ahead, Boba Fett, in case anybody hasn't watched it. I can't imagine somebody hasn't. But Boba Fett, so who knows what we could have going into this episode tonight, and also into the future of Star Wars. I think we're truly in one of the best times ever to be a Star Wars fan. The fandom is just going to keep growing, and it's so cool.
Drake said it best, man. What a time to be alive.
You and yours. First me and mine.
Me and mine.
That was poetry. All right. So do you have any final thoughts before we let the people go? We had a little emergency podcast here. I don't know. Is this episode 20 or not? I think it should be. I think this is a good. Yes, it has to be. Episode 20 is about the future of Star Wars on Disney Plus.
It's a good one to do it in, man.
Yep, it is awesome. But we will not keep you guys any further, because we're going to see you in a couple hours for the Mandalorian Chapter 14. Hopefully, we get this out by tomorrow morning not that you know it tomorrow. Hopefully this is out by Friday morning or Friday afternoon at the latest. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Carbonite Convos, all social media platforms, all podcast platforms. There you can find the audio of both our podcasts and our old short stories, which we will be having some new ones coming up in the new year. And then just subscribe to us on YouTube if you guys like the content we're pumping out right now. I know like I said it before, we had the reaction coming out tonight, so show that some love. If we forgot anything, mention it to us in the comments. Actually also mention in the comments what you're most excited for. But until tonight, guys, for Mandalorian Chapter 15, may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you.